Welcome back. So let's talk about what happened today. Today was absolutely a great day, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about what may affect things over the next 2 days as we lead into October. I guess the red flag, so to speak, and there's really only one. Let's talk about that as well. And that's it. Let's just start with that. Well, today we had a pretty good recovery day, right? Overall, markets were soaring today. Tech had a huge recovery. Crypto had a huge recovery, right? And this is, of course, a sigh of relief because last week things were so down and bad, right? Bitcoin, as of right now, is above 114, 114.3. Keep in mind, just over the weekend, we were still at like 109, so that's 5,000, like almost a 4% jump, right? And many crypto I saw today, BNB went up in a big way, Sol recovered in a big way. I mean, pretty much most crypto today recovered from last week, which is good. And I kind of speculated that this week would be good because of how bad the last few weeks were with all the liquidations and everything else, right? And there's not a whole lot this week that should upset things, but there's one thing I missed, and I'll get to that. But outside of that, stocks as well. Tech in general, like Coinbase stock skyrocketed 7%, Robinhood went up 12%, and that's mostly because of I saw that prediction market and crypto analysts are predicting that they're going to really make strides in those areas. And then you have MicroStrategy and others. I think the miners companies, they all did well. NVIDIA did well. AI did well today. Big tech overall did well. So this is a good sign, right? That Wall Street is not scared. People are buying back. Basically, last few weeks could have just been like a temporary blip, and we are ready to rumble, right? I think a lot of people are looking forward to October, which traditionally speaking is the best month for crypto. I don't know if it's the best month for tech. It could be. I think that's what people are looking forward to, and tomorrow's the last day of September. However, what could actually derail all this, and something I missed, was this government shutdown thing. So it seems like both sides are really adamant about duking it out. And Polymarket thinks that there's an 81% chance we're going to get a government shutdown. I looked it up. You know, this time around, they're not like debating over the deficit or the debt ceiling because the big beautiful bill already like raised it by $4 trillion. No, this time they're talking about health insurance and just health, Medicaid and all that stuff. Anything that it's a lot to do with health. And I guess the Republicans want to cut it, the Democrats don't, and that's where the fighting, you know, that's why there's fighting. And supposedly October 1st is the deadline. So tomorrow is the last day to really get something done, and supposedly Trump is going to talk to both sides and see if something can get done. If not, you're going to get a government shutdown. Last time this happened was also, I looked it up, during Trump's term. It was like 2018 or something like that, over the border wall. And there was a government shutdown for like 35 days, like a month. Okay? This time around, hopefully, and then since then it's all been averted, like last second, I'm hoping it's the case. Because, you know, it came out today that if we do have a government shutdown, like the Department of Labor will just not give out jobs report. It's like they're, you know, so there's going to be certain critical, like, economic data that will not be released if we have a government shutdown. It's funny, that was one of the things that came out today. I don't know if they were using it as a threat or whatever, right? But hopefully, you know, today's rally does not get disrupted by a government shutdown. Now, it could, but I have a feeling both sides will try to come to agreement and put a stop to this. I mean, it just makes no sense, right? While we're in recovery mode, right now while we're all waiting for more rate cuts. To have this happen and sort of like kind of derail everything would be like absolutely horrible, right? So that big job numbers on Friday may not come if we don't get an agreement. That's the bottom line. So let's see what happens tomorrow. So far, you know, the futures market is kind of like stale. There's based on the futures market right now, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of scariness. You know, people aren't scared, but I guess we'll see tomorrow whether or not the market reacts negatively, or maybe there's a lot of profit taking, because today was absolutely fantastic. A lot of you guys know, like for example, I hold a lot of Robinhood options, and today was just a crazy day. Same deal with Coinbase and everything, and I like seeing how Bitcoin is back above 114. So we're not too far off from that 117, 118 mark. As we trend higher, we will have a lot more short liquidations, and I think we saw a lot of it today. This morning I covered how 15 billion worth of liquidations will happen on the short side if we get to 120. And quite frankly, we're not that far off, right? Outside of these things, there's really not much else to say. Overall, it's a good day. Aster didn't move today for some reason. We didn't get a spot listing. BNB actually went up, so that's good. But I do think that a lot of people are right. If you see on X, a lot of people are calling Aster to like $10 or something like that. I do think, based on its current momentum of surpassing Hyperliquid and Tether in daily volume, shows that how many people are actually using the platform. So it'll be interesting to see when they actually get listed on Binance. Outside of that, I think the only thing that relates Hyperliquid came out the collection of NFTs. I didn't know NFTs really mattered or if anyone cared, but supposedly they're worth like $400,000 each or something like that. I have a hard time believing it. If that's the case, it's all the insiders just buying it and just driving prices up. I doubt anyone really cares about Hyperliquid NFTs. It makes no sense. There's not a whole lot of other news. I saw a lot of people talking about how Swift, you know, turned away from XRP Ledger, and that was like a negative thing, right? It is. It would have been big if they would have gone with XRP Ledger, but honestly, XRP or Ripple's ethos, you know, is to compete and take down Swift. They don't really need them, right? So I saw a lot of people disappointed about that, but really, honestly, it's probably better this way. So Brad and company and Chris can find ways to utilize the blockchain for other things. So outside of that, not a whole lot of Clash updates today. I said a lot this morning. Today, you know, just reached out to a couple people, still trying to collab, but not a whole lot of updates to share with you guys. I will still be streaming tonight on the I Am George channel and Pump.Fun around 8 p.m. So if you want to tune in, great. You can watch me play. There's some updates to the game itself, or you can just ask crypto questions, whatever. Anything goes. That's about it. That's about it. There's not a whole lot today. Tomorrow will be interesting to see what happens with the market and how it reacts to the possibility of a government shutdown. We'll see. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel. Take care. Bye-bye.